South Korea will end the breeding of bears and extraction of their bile. Seoul, South Korea, AP. South Korea said it will formally end its dwindling yet much criticized bear bile farming industry this week, though about 200 bears are still kept in pens and raised for their gallbladders. The Ministry of Climate, Energy and Environment announced Tuesday it will ban breeding and possession of bears and extraction of their bile beginning January 1st. The change in line with the revised animal rights protection law that imposes up to 2 or 5 years of a prison sentence to violator. South Korea is one of the few countries that allow farming to extract the bile from bears, mostly Asiatic black bears known as moon bears for traditional medicine or as food believed to promote vitality and stamina. But the popularity of the practice has nosedived in the past 2 decades in response to questions about its medicinal effect in the introduction of cheaper medical alternatives and the public awareness of animal cruelty. Farmers and animal rights groups are agreed on the ban. The ban is part of a broader 2022 agreement among officials, farmers, and human animal rights campaigners to prohibit bear bile farming beginning in 2026. Animal rights groups are responsible for handling purchase of bears from farmers and the government establishing facilities to hold them. A total of 21 bears have been purchased and relocated to the government-run sanctuary in southern Jeolla province this year, but 199 bears are still raised in 11 farms across the country, while disputes continue over the amount of money to be paid to farmers for giving up their bears, according to officials, activists, and farmers. The Environment Ministry said the bear farmers will have the 6 months grace period but will be punished for by law if they extract the bile from their animals. The ministry said it will financially support farmers for keeping their bears until they are sold and moved. Our plan to end the bear farming business is the implementation of our country's resolve to improve the welfare of wild animals and fulfill our related international responsibility, Environment Ministry Kim Sung-hwan said in a statement. We will strive to protect the bears until the last one. Farmers want bigger compensations. Kim Kwang-soo, a farmer who raised 78 bears in the southern city of Dangjin, said other farmers sold their bears at extremely cheap prices because of the economic difficulties, though he hasn't sold any of his animals. This is very bad policy, said Kim, who served as the Secretary General of the Bear Farmers Association. I will still observe the law. The bear farming began in South Korea in the early 1980s with farmers importing bears from Malaysia and other Southeast Asian countries. The industry has since been condemned globally for keeping bears in small barn cages their entire lives until they are slaughtered for their body part. About 1,000 bears were raised in farms in South Korea in 2014, Kim Kwang-soo said many farmers have since sterilized their bears in return for government compensations. He said some bears died naturally while others have been slaughtered for their bile or killed after being attacked by other bears held in the same cages due to a lack of proper management. The animal rights groups want bigger bear sanctuaries. Animal rights groups praised South Korea's government for pressing ahead with the 2022 agreement, but argue it to establish bigger protection facilities to accept rescued bears. The government says each Jeolla province sanctuary can carry up to 49 bears, but Kang Jae-won, an activist at the Korea Animal Welfare Association, said the number of bears should not exceed 30. A second government facility was to be established in April, but the opening has been delayed until 2027 due to flooding. Kwang said that activists are discussing with the foreign Jews to send some rescued bears there. It's really good for the government to reflect on bear bite industry and push to end it, but it's regrettable that there aren't sufficient measures to protect bears, said Chun Jin-kyung, head of Korea Animal Rights Advocates in Seoul. There aren't place where these bears can stay. Sang Kyung Lee, a campaign manager at Humane World for Animals Korea, also called for greater government role in removing the remaining bears from captivity without further delay and supporting the creation of private sanctuaries to give back these animals a life of peace and relative freedom in natural surroundings.